creature died, you put a 2/2 tokens into play, and that card didn't see much play either.
Yeah.
You know, so
that was another fringe player.
Yeah. So maybe Voice of Resurgence is just all hype. We'll find out, you know, later tonight, I guess.
Well, take a look on your right. We don't have an Angry Birds hat. We have
it's Angry Birds.
That's Teenage Ninja Turtles.
No, it's an Angry Bird with the Turtles mascot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay. So the 4th Angry Bird hat worn by Jim Davis.
Promise it's not Donatello in a Rangers jersey. Jim Davis on your right here. Star City writer, one of my favorites right now.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Actually,
yeah.
He is a fantastic writer. His article that was up this week about win equity was fantastic. If you haven't read it, I would certainly advise that you do. He is playing Junk Reanimator, and he is against Ben Hatch, who is playing Jun.
Again, I think this is probably like the 4th Jun deck we've seen. So
I didn't know Jun was going to come back like this.
Yeah, same, yeah. You know, I guess it's easy to kind of move into a transition, say, hey, you know, I'm going to just throw in a couple of Siren Sanities in my deck and kind of see what happens.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so there's Jim Davis on the right. Jim Davis won a PTQ not too long ago, so he'll be playing in Pro Tour San Diego.
Yeah.
Hopefully he'll put up a good showing.
Yeah, he'll be there in 2 weeks, as you do see. Ben is going to be untapping here with a Hunt Match of the Fells, flipping back in the Hunt Match of the Fells.
Is this game 1?
Yeah, this looks like game number 1.
Wow. So
Ben Hexproof does not take long.
Yeah, it does not. Yeah, that's crazy. All right, so looking at the board state, looking at life totals, kind of have to favor Ben here just because of that Olivia.
I see an untapped Olivia. I only see 1 red mana with the stopping round, so not a lot of shooting that can take place as he draws a Liliana in the Veil. Not great against those Spirit tokens currently in play, or the Thragtusk. But, you know, you see Jim's life total of 8. He is certainly trying to stabilize right now, maybe get to Angel Serenity land. You see an Acidic Slime here at the top of the screen for Ben. The Wolf token attacking, reaching towards the Olivia Voldaren. So it feels like Ben is ahead right now, and Jim is trying to catch up.
Yeah, it looks like Jim has the Gabony Township in play there, but you know, he doesn't probably have enough time to actually use it. Looks like he's going to have to trade off a bunch of his creatures or chump block this turn, and will just be behind for next turn as well.
Also has to be wary of that Kessig Wolfram that's looming in Ben's lands right now as well. It can only be an activation for 2, which isn't great, but it's better than nothing.
Yeah, I wonder why the Huntmaster didn't come in. I guess he just wants to, you know, not ever lose that. But I would think I wouldn't really mind if I just had to follow up with Garrett. But we'll see if this works out favorably for Ben, which I think it will, since most of Jim's blocks are pretty bad here. And Ben's gonna think here, takes a look at his hand, see what happens. Taps 2, and it looks like there's a creature off camera. Maybe we could push everything together soon enough. And all right, perfect. That Acidic Slime slides back in. There's the Beast token that Jim will receive for his Thragtusk going to the bin.
Yep.
And what do you think Ben's follow-up play is going to be here? Just the Liliana is his only option, right? Given his mana.
Yeah, you can just play Liliana, take care of a Beast token, or make him discard a card.
Yeah, I think. Ooh, nothing.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like he was very interested in flipping the Huntmaster, which is why he didn't attack. So him not playing a spell does not surprise me.
Okay, so just, I guess it's kind of close there. I mean, he used 2 mana to shoot with the Olivia, and then instead of playing Liliana, he just wanted to flip his Huntmaster. I think either way, fine, getting Liliana in play or flipping the Huntmaster. I think actually flipping the Huntmaster is better because this will now prevent Jim from playing 2 spells this turn, which Jim will probably need to do to catch up.
Yep. Now, the tough spot here for Jim is you see his hand, he has a Thragtusk, he also has a Grizzly Salvage. It doesn't look like, from what we can see in his graveyard, that he has an Unburial Rites or an Angel of Serenity over there, so maybe he's just trying to think to himself, all right, if I Grizzly Salvage into the perfect card, you know, into the perfect cards, which is Unburial Rites and Angel of Serenity, put those in the graveyard, clear up these 3 guys, I'm in the driver's seat this game.
So, I mean, it's going to come down to the Grizzly Salvage right here. He's going to probably, I mean, he does have Fiend Hunter in his graveyard, so Fiend Hunter could help a little getting rid of the Olivia. And we do know Ben's hand. Ben's hand is Liliana, which is not going to be able to get rid of the Fiend Hunter. We saw Garrick, which is not going to get rid of the Fiend Hunter, although the Garrick will allow him to draw some cards.
Yep.
And we'll see how it goes. But instead, he's going to lead off with a Lingering Souls.
He's attacking.
And he's attacking.
Wow.
This is interesting. Oh, Ben has a Dread board.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so the Dread board would definitely handle the Fiend Hunter. I wonder, that's kind of interesting. Are we sure the life totals are correct? Yeah, thumbs up or no? We're going to double check on the life totals here, because this is definitely an interesting play from Jim. Unless we're missing something in his graveyard, which could be a possibility.
I mean, this attack is basically saying, you know, I dare you to block with that Ravager of the Fells. There's a Thragtusk and he passes the turn back.
Yeah.
So after the Thragtusk life goes up,
the Huntmaster's going to be able to, you know, flip back down and create another guy.
Yep.
And I mean,
so we're right at 14 and 11.
Yeah. Ben just pretty much needs to draw a red mana. He has this game won. Well, Ben says he has a Thragtusk. Can't really complain there.
Yeah. I mean, I truthfully, I kind of like Jim's play that turn of, you know, that attack symbolizes playing to win.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, he could sit back on defense for a while here.
But he's not going to win.
But, you know, he's going to get grinded out eventually that way, most likely, is his thought. So, you know, I need to pick my spots, get in my damage when I can.
Yeah.
Give myself the best chance to win this particular game instead of just sitting back waiting to lose.
Okay, I guess that's what he was thinking about. He's like, okay, how lucky, you know, what's the odds of me actually flipping perfect for Grizzly Savage compared to making this line of play and him working on a red land?
Yeah. So now you're going to see your attack. Jim's going to take the opportunity to block here. Spirit Token going to jump in front of Olivia. Excuse me. Thragtusk in front of Hot Match of the Fells. Jim trying to decide where he wants another Spirit Token to go. It looks like in front of that Wolf Token.
All right. So Jim now at 11 life, which is a lot higher than the 6 that he previously was at. Thragtusk gained him 5 life last turn. Before combat, Ben again is going to tap 2 mana. He's going to use the Olivia. Jim will receive a Beast Token for his efforts. And I think now for sure Ben is going to play the Liliana and have Jim sacrifice one of his beasts.
Yeah. I would be surprised if he ticks it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So Jim will sacrifice
a beast token.
And he'll pass a turn. So let's see what Jim draws this turn. He's gonna have to draw something good here. And he draws another Arbor. Yeah, so Arbor Elf and Pilgrim in his hand, it looks like. I think his best line of play here is to start off with the Grizzly Salvage. Would you agree with that, Cedric?
Yeah, I mean, that's what it feels like to me, right? Like, the other 2 cards don't do very much. You know, that Olivia is becoming a pretty big problem right now. It's a 5/5 lurking to be a 6/6 potentially bigger.
What do you think about this? Do you think Jim will go Pilgrim, Arbor Elf, counters on my guy, bringing out the 8 life? What about that line of play? And now his Pilgrim and his Arbor Elf can't get shot down by the Olivia.
Keep increasing his board?
Exactly. I mean, because you said it last turn, you know, he's going for the win. He's not trying to get lucky with Grizzly Salvage. He's going for the win. And if he's going for the win, he's going to have to use that Gavany Township and put pressure on Ben. Because Jim's on 9 life. That Olivia is only a 5/5. Ben could shoot something, bring up to a 6/6. Jim's going to be at enough life total to survive, right? Because that Wolf Run also is only doing 2 points right now. I think that might be his line of play. And if it is, I kind of like it. Jim's checking everything, thinking about it. Definitely really tough. I mean, if Jim knew his top 5 cards of his deck, it'd just be a lot easier, but...
Okay, so we're being informed right now that Ben Hatch is being given a game rules violation. It looks like
he attacked that Wolf?
Flipped back.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he attacked that Wolf.
He attacked that Wolf right away.
Okay, yeah.
Which actually you and I both missed, so we apologize for that. Giving a game rules violation for that as he attacked with it right away after it flips. So Jim actually does make the play that you said.
I suggested, yeah.
Yeah, which is play the two 1-drops that have since spoken on Arbor Elf, pump up the jam on all of his tokens, and I mean you're looking at a 5/5 Olivia and then the 2/2 Acidic Slime.
I think Jim's going to win this game now. Ben should be at 8 life, I believe. Yep, there it is. Just got updated. So I think Jim's going to win this game. What is Ben going to do, right?
So he can attack for 5. So if he attacks in the air, that's a 5. Wolf Run activation is for 3. That puts Jim down to 1. Because that's going to be an attack for 8.
Well, I mean, if he also attacks with the Acidic Slime.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at that attack too.
Okay,
Right
so
now.
that,
So yeah,
okay.
he's going to play a Thragtusk and push himself up to 13.
And is he not going to attack with Olivia?
Well, I think he's got to attack.
Yeah, I think he has to. Yeah, I think he has to put Jim dead next turn.
Down to 4.
So Ben's on 13. He could block 2 guys. Yeah, this is going to be close. Yeah, again, it's going to come down to the Grizzly Savage unless Jim draws something different.
And he doesn't tick up the
Liliana. Why not?
By not ticking, I mean, Ben's hand right now is Dreadbore Garrick.
Yeah.
He doesn't tick it up. Jim gets to keep his Grizzly Salvage.
Yeah, which is really...
So if Jim was trying to take the back door out of hitting the Grizzly Salvage, it's available to him right now. So here he's going to cast Grizzly Salvage.
Let's see what happens.
Temple Garden.
Brick. Lingering
Souls, Gavney
Township.
Thragtusk, the best of the bunch.
Yeah. And he has enough mana to flashback Lingering Souls and play Thragtusk.
Short one.
No, he has it. He had Thragtusk at 5, and then the Arbor Elf and the.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Apologies.
Yeah.
I forgot those mana accelerants.
Yeah, right. With the
I look
dice.
at him as attackers. Right now.
Okay, Jim, you can only attack them.
Yeah.
So what's Jim's line here? Can you swing him with the beasts? Is that just too bad to do, or what?
For life, have to be cognizant of that wolf run that's out there too, especially if Ben does draw another land.
I mean,
wolf run activation would be for 4.
Yeah, but Jim would be at 9 and will have 2 flyers to block.
True.
It's really close here. Jim's thinking about it, and I don't blame him for taking a while. If you saw, Flores' match took a total of 12 minutes, 13 minutes.
Yep. Here
it's only game 1. And we're down to 25 minutes. There's a good chance that this match is not going to finish. It's going to be 1-0 for somebody or 1-1 draw. That's what it's looking for right now. So we'll see what happens. I think Jim could not attack.
But I guess the question is, how good is playing defense?
Yeah.
He's going to play Sun Petal Grove.
Yeah, I think Jim doesn't attack this turn because I think he wants all his guys to be able to get the additional +1/+1 counter next turn from Gavney Township.
Okay. You see, he plays the Thragtusk, he played the Sun Petal Grove, He has the black mana to flashback the Lingering Souls.
Okay.
So he's going to do all of those things. And does he attack with anything? He does not.
No, he does not yet. Let's see what he draws.
Ben draws a card.
The Blood Crypt?
Draws a Blood Crypt, yes.
Oh, that's really good for him.
So second red mana for Olivia Voldaren is here.
Yeah. It's also good because, if he wants, he has access to Dreadbore now. But that Liliana should have been ticked up.
Yeah?
Yeah. If it was ticked up, Jim would have never been able to play Thragtusk or Lingering Souls.
Yeah.
He would have drawn Sun Petal Grove, he would have conceded the game. Just by that one small, misstep from Ben. Because Ben had Dreadbore and Garrick, maybe he was thinking, oh, I don't want to discard one of the cards. Maybe he just forgot. Either way, taking up Liliana there would have been the best play.
Yeah, I mean, tough to, you look at your hand, you see 2 cards that are actually, pretty good cards in the abstract.
Yeah.
In Garrick, Primal Hunter, and Dreadbore. I don't want to discard either one of these, but you have to.
So
you're going to
counting.
see. He's going to count to see how large can the Kessig Wolf Run activation be. Do I have to block?
Yeah, he has to. He has to block only with 1.
Yep.
It's fine. So if he blocks with 1 and Ben moves all in, Jim will be left at 1 life.
Yep. That activation would be for a 4. That makes Olivia into a 9. 9 minus 1 is 8. There's 9 minus 8 leaves him at 1.
Yeah, exactly. So I like this play by Jim. Just chumping and then just kind of hoping for the best, hoping to top deck Ancient Serenity, hoping to draw, maybe another Grizzly Salvage into Unburialites, maybe draw another Thragtusk, maybe draw something to deal with that Olivia to just kind of come back and take control of the game. Jim just double checking, counting again. Let's see what he decides to do. I'm pretty sure Jim is thinking right now, yeah, I am going to just block with that, but he just wants to kind of make sure that nothing crazy will happen. So, and I mean, he has to block.
Yep.
Maybe if Jim had a card in his hand and a couple of extra mana open, he could choose not to block. But all right, so Ben's gonna.
So he shoots the Thragtusk and takes it. And passes the turn back. Takes it while it's untapped. Olivia should move up 1. There we go.
Yeah. All right, so Ben's tapped out, but let's see. Jim's gonna need something really good here.
He's certainly in some trouble with the Forest.
All right, and that should be it. Now with the Thragtusk as well on Ben's side, I can't see Jim really coming back to this game.
Taps his mana.
He's just going to put counters on the guys now just so that Olivia won't be able to shoot down the Spirit in one shot in a response type thing. So 1 token for everybody, 1 counter, excuse me.
Puts those beasts into 5/5s, Lingering Souls token into a 2/2. So Jim certainly giving himself the best chance to win this game.
There's Tragic Slip. Yeah, I mean, this is a game right here, and both players are playing fairly slow. It is a complex board state, but this is not going to be good for them if they end up not being able to finish the match, especially for Jim. If Jim's down the first game, he's going to have to try to win 2 games in 20 minutes.
Yep.
Which is pretty unlikely to happen, considering they're going to have the sideboard, they're going to have to shuffle up if anybody takes a mulligan.
It'll be tough. You see Ben thumbing through his cards there, considering what, am I going to Dreadbore? Am I going to Tragic Slip? How do I want to use this Kessig Wolf run? What to do with Olivia Mulder this turn?
Yeah, and Ben just wants to make sure the game ends this turn, which it will, as long as Ben plays correctly. Or at least it will just annihilate Jim's entire board state.
He attacks with these 3 creatures now. Now the onus is back on Jim to block correctly.
Yeah, I think I might have... I guess he wants to just leave up all his mana for Wolf Run, then decide what to do afterwards with the Dreadbore and Tragic Slip. But going something like Dreadbore, Tragic Slip, and still having some mana open for Wolf Run wouldn't be the worst thing. Because you don't really need to pump your Thragtusk that much, so... Because if both Wolves were gone, all Jim really has is a 3/3, a 3/3, and a 1/1.
Yep.
Or, I'm sorry, a 2/2.
So now there's the blocks. You see the Thragtusk are both going to die. The Spirit token dies. 2 Beast tokens are going to come in here for Ben. And so this is what it's going to look like when the dust is settled. Just waiting on another Beast token here.
There it is. Okay.
You're going to see a Dreadbore take care of that.
And I think he could have done all this, like, pre-combat. Because he didn't even use the Wolf Run at all.
Yeah. I think, we're going to see Tragic Slip probably take care of the Beast token too. I think if you're Ben, you just leave him boardless, right? Like, the Garrick doesn't really have that much of an effect.
He actually missed half his mana with Garrick. He could have just tapped Stomping Ground, like Blood Crypt, left open Woodland Cemetery.
Yeah, green.
Yeah. So
Jim draws a Woodland Cemetery, and he's going to concede the game. So Ben Hatch is going to win game number 1 of this match. And you do see Jim moving pretty quickly here, knowing that I do have to sideboard pretty quick and up the pace here because I'm down a game with about 20 minutes left to go. But assuming that timer's correct.
Yeah, but lots of times, you move quickly, sure, when you're sideboarding, when you're shuffling, but the game took 30 minutes and both players were playing slow.
Yep.
So why not move quickly during the game rather than wait when you only have like the 2 or 3 minutes of sideboard?
Sure.
It just doesn't really make too much sense there.
So we'll take a look at Jim's sideboard first here, playing Junker Animator, of course. 1 Curse of Death's Hold, 2 Acidic Slimes, 2 Sin Collectors, 3 Garrick Relentless, 1 Fiend Hunter, 2 Abrupt Decay, 1 Sever the Bloodline, and 3 copies of Centaur Healer.
Okay.
Some cards that kind of stand out to you against the Jund deck that are pretty good. Acidic Slime, very good at messing with their mana in combination with Restoration Angel, the strategy that we've seen many players employ over the past couple of months. We also find 3 copies of Garrick Relentless. It's actually pretty good at trading with Olivia Mulder in 1-for-1.
Yeah.
And if the opponent does have Arbor Elf in their deck, it's okay. It's not great, however.
Yeah.
I don't particularly love it in this matchup. You see the Sever the Bloodline to be able to take care of Olivia. That's probably going to come in. And then maybe you'll see Sin Collector. Maybe you won't. Don't think we'll see Abrupt Decay. I'd be surprised if we do see Fiend Hunter.
Okay. Yeah, I can definitely agree with most of what you said there. For Ben, I think he's going to bring in 2 Ground Sails. He's going to bring in Putrefy, just has an additional removal spell, something to stop Angel Serenity. And how many copies of Slaughter Games does he want to bring in? He has 3, which is a lot. Reed recently has been playing only 1 Slaughter Games. Okay. Same thing with Owen, and I think a lot of the players who played Jund a lot would only have... Ben is currently at 2. Okay. So, what do you think? How many Slaughter Games? He has 3.
So the reason that Reed and Owen moved to 1 is because the first Slaughter Games is fantastic, and the one after that is pretty bad.
Okay.
You certainly do want to draw 1, which is why you see Ben have 3 copies of it here, but it's tough, right? Like, if you have 3 Slaughter Games, you probably just want to board all 3 in because you have them for a reason.
Yeah.
Which is, I want to get this, I want to name Angel Serenity, and then I can trade 1-for-1 all day and be able to beat them.
Or name Thragtusk.
Situation dependent, obviously. But I don't know. I mean, myself personally, I would board in 1, at most 2. I can't imagine boarding in all 3. Just because, like, the Slaughter Games after the first one is so mediocre.
Yeah, it definitely loses its value. Diminishing returns there for sure.
Yeah.
Just we got updated from one of the judges on our staff. Ben actually has 2 game rules violations, so the next one will be upgraded, I believe, to a game loss.
Yes. So he's going to have to tighten his play up a little bit here. It's just being a little bit sloppy. It looks like he has 2 game rules violations over the course of the tournament, not just
exactly.
Matches. So
yeah, so lots of times when players are playing quick, with sloppy board state, you know, they'll just put a wolf into play, attack with it.
Yeah.
Probably no harm meant there, but it does happen. And you know, I mean, Ben won either way. I don't think that wolf really altered the game at all.
Agreed.
So it all pretty much came down to, was Jim going to find an Angel Serenity in time, or was he not? So looks like they're down to about 15 minutes here, and Jim just, I mean, Ben didn't even look at his hand yet. Ben was still laying on a 7. Jim's like, all right, I'm mulliganing.
Yeah.
So, you know, Jim's hand might have been pretty good, but he might have thought, hey, I can't win with this draw. I need, you know, a lot of time, so I want to look for a more aggressive draw, something where I could just win on turn 6, turn 7, rather than have the game go to, you know, turn 14, 15.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly feels like, you know, he was looking for something specific in his opening hand. Looked at the 7 very quickly, wasn't what he wanted. All right, moving along, let's go down to 6. It's a deck that mulligans well in the first place.
Oh, it really does. I mean, you could Grizzly Salvage on Barrel Rights to Angel Serenity, and you could have mulliganed down to, you know, 4 and still win that game. All right, so John is now, you know, doing pretty good so far. I think Reed's probably still up there. Ben Hatch is playing John. He's 3-0, so John's definitely making his wave on the first tournament with Dragon Maze being legal.
As Jim Davis shrugs his shoulders, says okay, and we are underway. Game number 2 here between Davis and Hatch. As Hatch does have an overrun to him past the turn back. Davis with a Godless Shrine kicks it back over here.
Jim's hand is really expensive. I see 2 Angel Serenities and a Thragtusk.
Okay.
And no 3rd land. Oh, there is a 3rd land. Okay, yeah.
An Arbor Elf. So he's making his way up there to Angel Serenity territory. You see a Acidic Slime and a Thragtusk in his hand to go along with those 2 Angel Serenities. So next draw step for Jim, gonna be an important one.
Yeah, it's either Acidic Slime, Thragtusk, or nothing.
So Tragislip's gonna take care of the Arbor Elf. So next couple of draw steps gonna be important here. See, Ben is going to play a Stomping Ground. He's going to cast a Farseek and pass the turn back. Jim's going to draw a card. It's an Arbor Elf.
Not really a land, but better than nothing.
Yeah. At this situation, Jim will take it. Jim needs to get that 5-minute sweet spot and then just keep going from there.
And Ben's doing the honorable thing, and he's also playing really quick.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't want to win 1-0. He actually wants to win the match 2-0 and beat Jim. So there's Thragtusk number 1 for Ben. And Jim draws the land he needs. So what do you think his line of play is here? Acidic Slime's not really going to do too much anymore, right?
Acidic Slime is off now. You know, ideally, you know, he is able to play Acidic Slime on turn 3 or turn 4 and start blinking it and copying it and all that, and a barrel right thing and all that good stuff to keep Ben off of his mana. But you know, that window's closed.
Exactly.
So I think you just go toward Thragtusk. Thragtusk allows you to prolong this game in such a way that you can get Angel Serenity online. Also, the other card in Jim's hand right now is actually Restoration Angel.
Yeah, it looked like 2. It looked like 2 Angel Serenities.
So I think that reinforces Thragtusk being the play this
Definitely.
turn. And Jim is going to go with that line of play. He's going to go up to 23. Ben draws a
Wow.
A bonfire of the Damned.
So he's gonna max it out here. So he's gonna be bonfire for 5.
There's a beast token. Jim going to block, it looks like.
Yeah, quick block there.
Jim draws a card. It's a
Godless Shrine. So now do you just play Godless Shrine past the turn? Or do you want to try to get max value out of the Acidic Slime? I mean, it comes down to, do you think you could jump the beast right here? Or do you, I guess it's Acidic Slime.
Ben doesn't think, Jim doesn't think that he can. He takes 2, and now he's going to play Acidic Slime. Take a look at the lands here. Which one do I want to blow up? Doesn't really matter all that much, it looks like, but he's going to take care of Blood Crypt and pass the turn back.
Okay.
Ben draws a card.
I'm not sure what it was.
It is a
Putrefy?
Putrefy, yes,
Putrefy, okay.
Jim going to take the 3 from the beast token. Ben going to follow up here with another Thragtusk.
Now, do you think if Jim just draws like a blank here, is he just going to main phase Restoration Angel?
It's worth a shot, right? I mean, you don't know, as he does draw a Arbor Elf, you don't know if he saw Putrefy in game 1 or not.
Yeah.
You know, he's interested in trying to jump the creature, and so he's just going to pass the turn back. Ben draws a card. It's not a Bonfire Dam. It's a Blood Crypt. He's flooding pretty badly here.
Yeah, he really is.
Board position isn't bad, but he's got to close the door before, as you're going to see, Putrefy here on the main phase. This is best case scenario for Jim. Restoration Angel, blink that, take care of a land. Huge, huge turn there.
Yeah, that's crazy. You know, I think Ben got over anxious there just because there's such a good chance that Jim does have Angel Serenity in his hand. So why go for the Acidic Slime there?
Yeah.
It's just not really worth it. I think it's just a risk that Ben did not have to take, and now he got punished for it.
Now Jim's going to draw a card. He draws a land. He's looking at his mana. Do I have 3 white sources? I do. Do I want to cast Angel Serenity this turn?
I do.
I think I do. So in comes Restoration Angel for 3. Going to knock Ben down to 27. Here's the land. Here's
wow.
that. And you clear up that beast token. You get 2 cards back in the form of Thragtusk and Angel Serenity.
Yeah, Jim got over anxious. He actually just put them in his hand. He's like, I'll just put these in my hand.
Jim, you don't need a game rules violation either, my friend. Trust me. There's a Blood Crypt past the turn back. You see Jim playing at a very fast pace right now, trying to get this over with. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Barrel right you drew. Oh, no, it was
another
Restoration Angel. Okay.
Yeah, this game is turning it back in Jim's favor in a big way. Draw a card. It's a Woodland Cemetery to go with Rootbound Crag. Jim ready to untap at a moment's notice to try to catch up with the clock here.
All right, there's
Restoration Angel. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 is what the attack is going to be for. Going to knock Ben down to 6.
He's just hoping for a bonfire here.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Ben, you're kind of hoping for running bonfires right now. And even then, I don't know if it's going to be good enough to win. He's going to draw his card. It's not a Bonfire of the Damned.
What is it?
It's a Vampire Nighthawk. It's a concession.
Wow.
So Jim Davis is going to win game number 2 in this time-starved match. Both players are going to be shuffling and sideboarding quickly for game 3.
Going to game 3. And I think that Ben probably could have won that game still if he did not just blow that Putrefy.
Yeah.
It was just like, he just got too, it was just a hasty play.
Yep.
He was like, oh, I'm going to kill that Acidic Slime and just beat in. But that was not how the game was going towards.
Yep.
You know, and Ben should have picked up on the fact, hey, I'm flooding out. And I think lots of players tend to do that. And then they tend to get nervous. They start flooding out. They kind of get desperate when they really don't have to get desperate. You know, at the point, I think Ben was at 30 life or 25 life. He was really high.
Yep.
So we'll see what happens. We'll see if they'll be able to finish the match.
You know, the other thing there too is, you know, if you're going to putrefy something there, I think it's either, you know, you putrefy Arbor Elf or you putrefy nothing.
Oh yeah, Arbor Elf is definitely, you know, a reasonable thought to do right there to keep him off Angel Serenity, to keep him off something big.
Yeah.
But killing the Acidic Slime after the Acidic Slime already has, you know, killed a land and the risk of the Restoration Angel, it's just not really worth it.
Yeah, you know, the thought process there for Ben is, you know, Acidic Slime, you know, trade that beast token or whatever, the Thragtusk, that's certainly annoying, whatever. But at the same time, you know, when you're playing a Junk Reanimator, you have to think to yourself, all right, if they've got 1 card left in their hand and they don't have 7 mana, then oftentimes it is Angel Serenity. I need to do what it takes to keep them off of that 7 mana.
Exactly.
So,
and as you can see in the corner of the screen and by their faces, both players taking a mulligan. They shuffled up and they presented very quickly, and now they're going to have to do it again. Both players going on at 6. I think, like you said before, when both players mulligan, Junk Reanimator is definitely favored. Yeah,
this is a deck that mulligans much better than Jund does. I think Jund is happy to take 1 mulligan. I don't think it ever wants to take a second one.
Yeah, you know, because Jund, if it mulligans, it's less of a chance it's going to have Farseek.
Yep.
You know, it's pretty much more of a chance that it's going to have a couple of lands and a couple of really expensive spells like Thragtusk or Garrett, not be able to cast it and just lose the game because of it. Also, Bonfire becomes worse when you mulligan.
Yeah.
You know, it gets stuck in your hand.
Yeah, you don't have the lands necessary to miracle it for a big amount, so.
All right, so just about 7 minutes here. Let's see. I see a couple of lands in Ben's hand, so he kind of nods it. And Jim says sure as well, so there's a stomping ground for Ben.
Jim's going to start with a Arbor Elf off of a Temple Garden, so a good start there for him.
Yeah, both players don't really care about the life totals too much early in the game.
There's your Ground Seal for Ben on turn 2. Gonna cantrip here. Good card to undo a mulligan, draws a Stomping Ground, passes back. Jim moves towards his turn, plays a Goblet Shrine, attacks for 1. He's gonna say go.
Yeah, speaking of undoing mulligans, actually Ben now made Jim mulligan even further down because it looks like Jim has 2 unburial rights in his hand.
Bonfire for 1, gonna take care of the Arbor Elf, which means we're gonna be on parity with mana sources here. Pretty important for Ben. As Jim does draw a card, he draws a Mulch.
Lead off with the mulch. What do you think? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take a look
How many is he to hit?
Here. 3, and 4. 2 Temple Gardens, Isolated Chapel going to the grip, Restoration Angel going to the bin. Jim going to play a Temple Garden off the mulch, just going to pass the turn back.
So look at that, with one card, Jim now unmulligan.
Yep.
Unmulligan twice, pretty much.
But now Jim has a problem in front of him, and that problem is Olivia Voldaren.
Yeah.
As he's going to draw a card. It's an Angel of Serenity, and we've seen this before, Gerard. Olivia Voldaren threatening to take over a game all by itself. Jim is currently without an answer right now, as Ben draws a Huntmaster of the Fells.
Yeah, I mean, Olivia is such a powerful card here. Jim does have an answer, but the answer costs 7 mana in the form of Angel Serenity.
Yep.
Which he might not get to.
So now you see Huntmaster of the Fells plus a Wolf token plus 2 life there for Hatch, increasing his board presence and his clock on Jim. Jim at 14 life and drawing pretty poorly right now, as he's going to play an Isolated Chapel. He's just going to pass the turn back. And as you said, I don't think he's going to have enough time, as Huntmaster of the Fells is going to flip into Ravager of the Fells and deal Jim 2, to get to Angel of Serenity.
Exactly. That ground seal was really key for Ben. Stopping any unbearer rights or whatnot.
I mean, even an unbearer rights on a Restoration Angel would probably be enough time.
Yeah, I mean, it chump blocks a turn.
Yeah, and that's really all he needs, is something just to get in the way, but he doesn't have that now. You see Ben's hand to try to slip Cavernous Soul is not great, but Jim can't beat what's on the board. He draws a forest, he puts his hand on the table, and he's going to concede the game with the 2 Imperial Rights in his hand.
Yeah.
Ground Seal does it, so Ben Hatch is going to win this match 2-1 with Jund over Jim Davis playing Junk Reanimator.
Yeah, a long game 1.
Yeah.
Just